What's up guys, this is another crossover. I'm back with a new episode of What If Naruto Was the Red Flash Part 29, and if you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like, and if you're new to my channel and like my content, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more crossover fictions with a twist. Now let's begin this new
XX line break. Naruto and Sam were working on the bunker's huge table map. Crowley was still grumpy, and Dean was on his way back after dropping Kevin and Mrs. Tran down at a hotel. When they heard the door open and Dean stroll in with some luggage, Naruto was making some figures on a notebook while gazing at a panel he opened up below the table, and Sam was reading a book. Hey, how did things go with Kevin and Mrs. Tran? Sam inquired. Well, those two are in a lovely, guarded motel room in Branson, with about 48 hours of mother-son bonding, TV, and one of Naruto's hacked credit cards to order whatever they want, Dean said. How's he feeling? Naruto inquired. Well, he stared at the angel tablet and repeated the word falafel for the entire ride. Kids cracked. I'm hoping this break will clear his head and save us from Mrs. Tran. Dean hoped. You know, after everything that happened, I figured we could all use a break, so I picked up season 1 of Game of Thrones, thinking we could watch it while Naruto made us a steak dinner. Naruto laughed. I'm dying with joy to do that. Although Game of Thrones is a fantastic television show and book series. It's a book? Dean asked. Yeah, Dean. It's based on one of the most popular fantasy series, right up there with Lord of the Rings, Sam stated. And as good as Game of Thrones is, Lord of the Rings will always be number 1 for me, Naruto said. Amen to that, Sam and Naruto said, as Dean looked surprised. He murmured, nerds. So, do you want to compare fanfiction while we're watching or what? Funny, but later. First, Naruto thinks he might have found a way to help Cass, Sam said, making Dean jumpy and uncomfortable, but he managed to hide it effectively. Did you try to talk to him? No, and, by the way, I still don't understand why he left in the first place. I mean, the bunker is the safest place for him. Bartholomew and who knows how many angels are out there gunning for him, Sam pointed out. Hey, look, nobody wants him here more than I do, okay. Dean said. But, he felt like he'd bring trouble down on us, so he had to split. But if you got a way to help him, I'm all ears. Okay. So, Kevin told you that when the angels fell to earth and the bunker went on lockdown, the table lit up like a Christmas tree, right? Naruto questioned. So? It turns out that each light on the table was where a cluster of angels fell, Naruto continued. I think this map is some kind of supernatural radar or scanner, and I might be able to hotwire this or download the data to track down the angels and keep them off of Castiel. The only issue is that whatever this thing is, I've never seen anything like it. Dean said, I thought you were a super genius. I am, Dean, but this thing isn't super advanced. It's ancient. It's not even a computer, it's just connected to it, and after I followed the cables, you'll never believe where they lead. Naruto stood up and led Sam and Dean through the bunker to a room a few floors down that looked like something out of a 1950s CIA movie. As the bunker's computer nerve center, there were ancient computer banks, data disks, and pretty much everything that was cutting edge 75 years ago. Say hello. This is a computer. Dean inquired. If you want to call it that, but yes, back in 1951 when it was installed in the bunker. Naruto explained. Now, I'm a super genius and I can build, take apart, and make whatever I need in a state-of-the-art lab, but this is a bit different. These things are ancient, and I doubt there is anyone alive who knows the inner workings of these machines. It's not even connected to a power source, so I'm not sure how this thing is on right now. Dean approached the machine's rear and felt some heat coming from it. It's warm here, he said, grabbing a screwdriver from a neighboring shelf and accidentally banging against the shelf as he pushed open the rear cover. Got it. He and Sam pulled out their flashlights to shine some light on Naruto while he examined it. He could make weapons, examine blood samples from a zombie-infected live more, and fix a supercomputer, but this item puzzled him. It wasn't cutting edge. It was outdated. Naruto mumbled, well, this just got complicated. Does it come with an instruction manual? Dean pondered. I checked, and there's nothing in the archives. Finding help online probably won't help. Naruto activated his watch and scanned the machine, providing him with a holographic representation of the machine. How long before you think you can figure this thing out? Sam questioned. Given that if I mess up with anything down here, there's a chance it could set off a chain reaction that could result in a catastrophic lockdown of the bunker or blow it to hell, I'm gonna take it slow here. A few hours and I might have an answer, but seeing as how you two aren't that techy, I'm gonna be on my own, Naruto said when Dean had an idea. I think I know someone who can help you, Dean said. He and Sam went to pick up a buddy, while Naruto remained behind to investigate the Men of Letters bunker. He was so preoccupied with his task that he didn't see anything strange going on behind the shelf Dean had crashed against. Sam returned a few hours later with their buddy Charlie Bradbury, their brilliant tech who assisted them in bringing down Dick Roman and the Leviathans, as well as a gentleman utilizing fairy magic and a few of Jin. Here she is, Sam said as he entered the bunker, Charlie striding in front of him. Hey, Dean said as he approached her and embraced her, thanks for coming. Not a problem, Charlie responded, especially since I was fired last week. Hey, what happened? Sam inquired. Turns out the company I work for was using child labor, so I took a big WikiLeak all of that, but it's cool. It's given me more time to focus on my hobbies. Like LARPing, macrame. And hunting, she murmured. Dean sought for clarification. Excuse me? Okay, it was just a couple of minor cases. I took down a teenage vampire and a ghost, she said, drawing incredulity from both brothers. Which, when said aloud, sounds like a yaw novel. Charlie, how'd it go? Sam inquired. It was intense, but I kind of wish hunting was more magical, you know, Charlie said, only for Sam and Dean to stare at her as if she were insane, which she was. She was foolishly putting her life at danger. Never mind, Sam gave me the short version, but where is he? Where is this speedster from the DC Comics multiverse? I've been dying to meet him. Follow us, Dean said as they headed back to the computer nerve center, where they spotted Naruto and a Spartan 1950s computer gadget. He literally removed all of the outer panels and stripped it down to expose every wire, vacuum tube, transistor, and button on the massive computer apparatus. He was resting on his back with his head inside the machine, looking around with a flashlight and taking notes. Whoa. Are you okay, Naruto? Sam said as Naruto gave him a thumbs up. I'm just getting to know this old girl. Don't worry, I took her out to dinner before we got personal. I'm not that kind of guy, he said before shimmying out from behind the computer and wiping his hands with a cloth. That's when he recognized the redhead girl in the comic book t-shirt. Felicia Day? No, actress, Charlie, right? That's me. You must be the speedster, Impulse, Charlie replied as Naruto rose to get a better look at him. You know, I'm a big fan of comic books, and while I recognize the name Impulse from the Flash family, you don't look anything like him. Let me guess, the Impulse you know is Bart Allen? Naruto inquired, and she nodded. Yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that. I'm not sure what the deal is with that. The multiverse is vast and strange, so you just roll with the punches. Are you really a speedster, or are Sam and Dean teasing me? Charlie had to ask. Sam and Dean grinned, as did Naruto, who snapped his neck and started reassembling the computer at breakneck speed. Charlie just saw a flash of lightning and a whoosh of air sweep by her, but it was something to watch. Wow, that's fantastic. Yeah, it is. The metabolism can be a bit annoying, but no hangovers are great. Dean would know. Naruto grinned, while Dean just stared at him. Now, I believe you are my help, so come take a look for yourself. He showed Charlie the computer, and she looked at it briefly before returning her attention to Naruto. Her inner geek was going mad with questions and curiosity. Have you met Superman? Wonder Woman? What about Batman? Did you hook up with Zatanna? Oh, please tell me you did, because she is so hot in those fishnets, and if you did, could you please take me home with you so I can meet her? Yes, no, yes, and I don't know as Zatanna. I've only had my powers for a year and am still fairly new to the superhero thing, he said. I think we can splice some cables in there and near that rear transistor. What superheroes do you know? Charlie inquired. Of course, the Flash, Firestorm, the Arrow, the Black Canary, Arsenal, Vixen, Batman, Nightwing, Robin, Superman, and Supergirl, he said. I think that cluster of electrical nodes connects the computer to its power source, and I picked up on something magical. Have you fought the Reverse Flash? What about Captain Cold? Mirror Master? Charlie inquired. He said, yes, and no. Is Supergirl hot? Charlie said. What about Black Canary? They're definitely hot, I know it. Alright, Charlie, you and Naruto can finish superhero Tinder later, promise, Dean said. Can we get access to the computer? Alright, Charlie said as he examined the object as Sam and Dean looked on. She and Naruto talk about the artifact in front of them, as well as what they need to accomplish. Sweet Ada Lovelace, Naruto is correct. This thing belongs in a museum. It has encryption software, a powerful processor, and it appears to be powered by something magical. Dean instructed them, skip to the end, guys. It acts as an alarm system for the bunker. This thing supposedly can pick up abnormal EMF, angelic, or whatever kind of signals, so for the end of the world are the angels falling, then it goes on. This thing was put the bunker into lockdown. Naruto stated. But first, we have some work to do. Sam, get me whatever tool or repair kit this place has. Charlie, let's get some wires and cables, and Dean, some refreshments would be nice. As Naruto and Charlie began to work, Sam grinned and Dean grumbled. It required a lot of wire splicing and connecting them to large cables, which they managed to connect to an old 1950s router before connecting it to an external hard drive and modem, which Naruto had to reprogram in order to read the old files and programs in the bunker computer. They planned to subsequently transfer them to another tablet. It took them roughly 2 hours in total. Naruto was making a last-minute wiring change to ensure that there wasn't a surge that shorted out the system. Screwdriver, Naruto said from behind the computer as Sam gave him the tool. They were nice after a few screws. Okay, we're all set. Charlie connected the last cord before connecting it to her tablet and selected the transfer application. Okay, it took some effort, but we can now download. This beast contains all of the Men of Letters digital files, so it's time for some drag and drop. Wow. Well, it's a start. Thank you, Charlie, and you, Naruto, Sam responded as Dean beckoned for him to speak to her. So, you've been out hunting. Dean continued with a disapproving tone, alone. Charlie observed his tone, as well as his and Sam's worried and disapproving expressions. I know, it's not a good idea, according to the supernatural books. You can't really delete those from the internet? Sam questioned. Charlie warned him, not even I can do that. Come on, come on. Naruto? Sam questioned, rising from behind the computer. Maybe. Hard to say. I could, but then where would the fun be? Naruto grinned, enjoying watching how uncomfortable and ashamed Sam and Dean were as a result of those books. Dean pondered. Where do you even find them? Charlie laughed. A top-secret place I call Amazon. And someone uploaded all the unpublished works, which I initially mistook for fanfic, but it was clearly Edlin's work. Sam pondered. Who uploaded it? I'm not sure. Their screen name was Becky Winchester 176, Charlie said, immediately perking Dean up and making Sam anxious. Does this sound familiar? None. Nobody's. No, there are no bells. No. Sam faltered, earning Charlie a puzzled glance. Come on, Sam. I know you two got divorced, but that's not nice to say to your ex-wife. Naruto joked, which caused Dean to laugh and the two to high-five. That's when he saw the tablet had detected an issue. It appears that we have encountered a stumbling block. The files are encrypted with some pretty serious security for a 1950s computer. The programs are going to take a while to decrypt all of them, Charlie speculated. So, take out, sleepover, braid each other's hair while I ask Naruto more questions? I've got an idea, Sam said. The four proceeded to Sam's room and watched Game of Thrones in one sitting. Naruto prepared steak for them, much to Dean's joy. Granted, he didn't do it because Dean asked him to, but because he wanted to eat it. They ate dinner, watched Game of Thrones, with Dean remarking on how attractive the women were, and Charlie would ask Naruto further questions, which he would answer to the best of his abilities. Dean and Charlie were on the bed, while Naruto and Sam were sitting in chairs. They had just completed episode 9 and had just seen Ned Stark executed when Dean clicked the stop button as the credits started to play. Wow, that Joffrey's a jerk, Ded said, eliciting laughter from Naruto and Charlie. Charlie reassured him, oh, you have no idea. Wait until he... Whoa, 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 whoa. Sam convinced her to stop. Are you going to read the books? Dean said, pointing to the television. Yes, Dean, Sam said, I like to read books without pictures. Well, you're in for some good reading, Sam, and I swear on the 7. If there is an Earth in the multiverse where Game of Thrones is real, I swear on the 7. I shall find it, Naruto said, eliciting a giggle from Sam and Dean, while Charlie was intrigued. If you ever find a Game of Thrones Earth, come back and bring me Daenerys Targaryen, Charlie muttered as she adjusted herself on the bed since it wasn't the most comfortable before standing up. Man, this bed is about as comfortable as a brick. Do you have any plans to move in soon? I'm settled in, this is just my style, Sam said. Dean said sarcastically, yeah, this is his, style. Well, I'm sorry I haven't hung up the, hang in there, kitty poster yet, Dean. Feel free to redecorate, Sam said. So, our house isn't suitable for the hang in there, kitty poster? Dean questioned. This isn't our home, it's where we work, Sam said. What's the difference? Dean wondered, oblivious to the fact that Charlie and Naruto were caught as the uncomfortable third and fourth wheels in this discussion. Clears throat, all right, well, how about I go get us some more beers? Oh, Dean, the pie I made should be warm in the oven, so take it out, and be careful, it'll probably be hot, Naruto said. Pie. Awesome, Dean said as he approached the kitchen. Sam grinned as he saw Dean's obsession with pie and used the opportunity to speak with Charlie about hunting. So, Charlie, what was that about hunting not being magical? I'm down for saving people, hunting things, the family business, but I was raised on Tolkien, man, where is all this? Charlie pulled out a Game of Thrones DVD. Where are my White Walkers, volcano, and magical ring to throw in the damn thing? Where's my quest? Magic, quests. Suck, Sam said. Trust me, they're all, not at all like in the stories. Naruto chimed in, he's right. All your questions about my world, superheroes, and adventures. I get it, I'm fiction on this earth and it's so crazy, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. You forget that getting into Mordor and to Mount Doom nearly killed Frodo and Sam. Okay, fair point, Charlie said, but come on, Naruto. You're a freaking superhero. That's got to be amazing. You're right, and it has its advantages, but my life isn't as fun and happy as a comic book. My world is as real as this one, and the real world isn't a fairy tale. Even fairy tales have messed up origins, Naruto said. Fair enough, but it doesn't make me want to go on my own quest, Charlie replied as Dean returned with several beers and the pie. Alright, last episode. Let's get it over with. Dean sat down and they watched the last episode of Season 1. After that, the four returned to the computer room to examine the data. Download should be finished by now, Charlie said as he opened the door and walked in when they saw something behind the shelf. What the hell? Dean exclaimed as he and Naruto approached to investigate. Naruto, give me a hand. Dean and Naruto pushed the shelf out of the way while Charlie took the tablet and double-checked that everything was working properly. With the shelf removed, they saw what seemed to be gray webbing that stretched out on the wall and created two cocoons, one of which was open. When Naruto stopped him, Dean pulled out his pocket knife. Let me do it. I have the faster reflexes, but get ready to shoot something, Naruto said, activating his right gauntlet and deploying his forearm blade. As Naruto sliced through the webbing and a human hand slipped out, Sam and Dean got out their weapons and held them ready. He nodded to the brothers, who nodded back as they took aim as he gently unzipped the cocoon, revealing a lady who fell to the ground. She was dressed in boots, khakis, a gun holster with a knife, a leather jacket, and a bun on her hair. She awoke shortly after, while Sam, Dean, Naruto, and Charlie exchanged puzzled and worried looks. What was her name? XXXXX line break. The mystery lady turned out to be none other than Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. Or, more precisely, the genuine Dorothy who inspired the novels, and Oz turned out to be an actual land of enchantment in another dimension. A Men of Letters file was able to address their queries. Holy crap. The first case investigated in this bunker involved Dorothy. She and the witch came into this room, and they never came out. This will never stop blowing my mind, Charlie said. Alright, Toto, pace yourself, Dean said. Charlie murmured, how is this real? It's part of the fairy world. Dorothy said, we have to find her. No, Dorothy, we need to talk before we do anything, Sam said. Talk? Dorothy scoffed. Typical Men of Letters, standing around, having a nice, little chat with your noses buried in your books while your little secretary takes notes. Naruto informed her, not a man of letters. Dead clarified, we're hunters. And who are you calling a secretary? Charlie questioned. You're not a secretary? You're a woman of letters? Dorothy inquired, with Charlie beaming with pride. How long have I been out? That's why we need to talk. Look, you've been gone for over 75 years. Now, according to our files, you came here to kill the Wicked Witch and then disappeared. What happened? Sam said. We couldn't find a way to kill her, so I did the only thing I could, Dorothy said, recalling the events that led to her condition and how she escaped from the cocoon in the wall. A bind spell that came at a price, her soul with mine. So, you've been frozen with the wicked witch for all of this time? Naruto inquired. Geez, that sounds like hell. It was. Look, the witch can't be killed, if I'm awake, says she, Dorothy said. The other cocoon was opened when we moved the shelf, so she must be somewhere in the bunker, Naruto reasoned, and Dorothy concurred. Wait, Sam questioned, if she's here, why didn't she kill you? Dorothy said, she can't. You're protected by the Witch of the North's kiss, according to the books, Charlie said, as Dean shook his head. Oh, forget the books. They're not important. I'm protected. You aren't. Now, the witch came here looking for something. I have no idea what it is, but we have to find her before she finds it, Dorothy informed them. All right, Charlie, go through the files and see if you can find anything that will make a witch cry. Dean replied, and she nodded. Naruto, hurry around the bunker and make sure every single door and exit is locked, while Sam and I look around. Right. Yell if you find the witch. Naruto dashed out of the room and raced around the bunker, locking every single door, latch, and exit as Sam and Dean searched for the witch. Splitting off would typically be a poor idea, but Naruto was a speedster who could cover 5 times the ground the others could in half the time. Sam and Dean proceeded to the warded prison storage room where Crowley was being held to ensure he didn't escape, which he didn't. The witch didn't reach him, but she did inform him she was hunting for a key, which Crowley said was in the kitchen. Naruto ran over when he heard some clattering coming from the kitchen and spotted the wicked witch hunting for something. Before he could touch her, she pivoted and shot a green bolt of magical energy towards him at breakneck speed. As the magical energy bolt brushed over his face, he barely had time to fall to the ground. It chopped and charred portions of his hair, and the strong heat seared the side of his face despite not hitting him. Shit. Naruto recoiled in agony as he saw the witch preparing another bolt, so he activated his right gauntlet and launched a repulsor blast, knocking her back. The witch immediately recovered and transformed into smoke, fleeing via the ventilation system of the bunker. With their guns drawn, Sam and Dean entered the kitchen and saw the shambles and Naruto on the ground. Damn it, Naruto just cleaned in here, Dean grumbled as Sam assisted Naruto in getting back to his feet. Yeah, I'm fine. Naruto whimpered slightly in agony as the burn on his face began to heal. Magic sucks. Sam said, yeah, tell me about it. When Charlie and Dorothy went in, Naruto informed them, she was here and it looked like she was looking for something. Sorry, we raided your gun range. Made us some poppy bullets. Charlie held out a handgun in one hand and another pistol in the other, each with 3 extra rounds. They won't kill the witch, but they will stun the crap out of here. Sam and Dean took 1 bullet apiece, while Naruto snatched the spare gun in the 3rd round. That's my girl, Dean said as he, Sam, and Naruto loaded their weapons with a single bullet. There was only enough for 5 bullets, so make every shot count, Charlie warned. Now all we have to do is find her before she finds whatever the hell she's looking for, Dorothy said. Sam said, she's looking for a key. How do you know? Charlie questioned. Sam said, little birdie told us. Does this ring any bells, Dorothy? Unfortunately, Dorothy continued, it's the key to Oz. There are magical ways into Oz, tornado, hurricane eye, whirlpool, but this key will turn any locked door into a portal to Oz. Insert key, twist, and presto, you're in Oz. If it's a key to Oz, Naruto mused, how did it end up here in the bunker? I don't know, but if she finds it, she'll go back and finish what she started, destroying everything good in Oz. She's got armies of witches, flying monkeys. Many will die, Dorothy said. What does this key look like? Dean said as Dorothy pulled out her diary and sketched an occult-looking device. I've seen that key. I discovered it while doing inventory. Where is it now? Dorothy inquired. My room. We've got to get that key. Charlie and I will go to my room. Why don't the 3 of you buy us some time? Dean proposed. While Dean and Charlie proceeded to get the key, Sam, Naruto, and Dorothy stepped out of the kitchen together and started scouring the corridors of the bunker to find the witch. Dean attempted to get Charlie to go hide in the dungeon, but she refused. This was her mission. Sam, Naruto, and Dorothy entered the bunker's main section and kept an eye out for the witch. I can't believe I've been here for the past 75 years. How long have you lived here? Dorothy said of Sam. My brother calls it home, Sam answered, but I haven't had much luck with homes. Me neither. Overrated if you ask me. Yellow bricks or no yellow bricks, give me the open road any day, Dorothy remarked. Naruto was sorry for both of them feeling that way. My opinion may not mean much, but I think you're both missing something. I'm all for adventure, going out there and helping people, I get that. But living on the open road, constantly moving from place to place, no roots to lay down, no meaningful relationships, or no place that you know will always be there. That sounds lonely and like you're living half a life, Naruto told them. I guess she was simply stuck in her ways. Having somewhere to return to and call home. It makes our jobs a lot easier and more worthwhile. Sam comprehended what Naruto was saying, although Dorothy was less convinced but nevertheless followed Naruto's advice when she saw the wicked witch behind them. Get down. Sam and Naruto crouched to allow Dorothy to fire a shot, which she just missed. Even though the bullet didn't touch the witch, the poppy dust it left behind when it struck the bookshelf was like pepper spray, causing her to scream in rage and agony before transforming into smoke and escaping back into the ventilation system. I'm really tired of her using that to escape, Naruto said. Dorothy said, if she's in the ventilation system, she could be anywhere. I'm on it, Naruto said as he raced away to locate the witch. Charlie and Dean were hunting for the key to Oz in his room. Dean was searching through the pile of boxes in his room for it since he couldn't remember where it was, despite the fact that he kept his porn magazines well arranged, which Charlie observed. You keep your porn meticulously organized, but not. Don't judge me, Dean said as he continued to go through the numerous knick-knacks and items he had in the boxes until he discovered the box with the key. Ah. Yahtzee. Dean. Charlie said as he turned to face the wicked witch. She grabbed the key and pushed him over his bed and onto the floor. When Charlie acted, she placed the key in her robe and charged a green magical bolt in her palm to kill him. No. When Naruto rushed into the room and saw Charlie about to be struck, he acted by leaping into the air to shelter Dean from the bolt. He shoved the witch to the side and, moving with breakneck speed, knocked her back like she'd been hit by a linebacker, sending her flying into the wall. He rushed forward as he saw the green bolt of magical energy headed straight towards Charlie. Knowing it was going to kill her, he managed to go in front of it and in front of Charlie, raising his right arm and calling his Speed Force armor to serve as a shield. It was able to prevent heat vision from a Kryptonian, therefore it may perhaps stop a magical strike. When the magical bolt struck his armor, it flashed a brilliant green light mixed with his lightning hue before knocking him and Charlie onto Dean's desk. Dean stood up and leveled his weapon at the witch, who stood up again. He shot her in the stomach, causing her to scream in agony and recoil before dissolving into smoke and escape via the ventilation system. Dean looked to Charlie and Naruto, who were on the ground, now that the witch was gone. As Charlie groaned in agony and managed to sit up, he exhaled a sigh of relief. Charlie, are you all right? Dean said as he helped her up. Yeah, but did anyone get the license plate of the car that hit me? She wondered as they heard a cry of agony and watched Naruto struggle himself upright. Shit. Naruto muttered, cradling his arm. Naruto, are you okay? Dean questioned, coming over to support and assist him in getting back to his feet. I'm not sure, but I think I broke my arm, Naruto said, gripping his right arm in anguish. The witch was about to blast Charlie, so I jumped in front. I thought my Speed Force armor would protect me, and it did, but not enough. The witch has pretty powerful magic, and they don't play fair, Charlie said, gingerly carrying to Naruto's arm to see if she might help. Naruto was able to awaken Gideon by pressing his watch. Naruto said, Gideon, what happened? While your Speed Force armor protected you from the witch's lethality, the impact caused enough damage to the armor to cause a radius fracture, which will heal in an hour, Gideon said. Son of a bitch. Naruto kept his arm as still as possible as Charlie created a sling out of a shirt Dean gave her. When Sam and Dorothy entered, they noticed Dean and Charlie assisting Naruto. Are you guys all right? Sam inquired. Yeah, the witch was about to whammy me when Charlie jumped in front of him, but Naruto protected her and she was lucky to only get a broken arm, Dean stated. Yeah, doesn't feel so lucky. Naruto gritted his teeth as Charlie tightened the sling around his neck. He got zapped, and I clipped her with a poppy bullet, but she got the key and ran away, and I think she's gone, Dean said. No, she's injured. We still have time, she could be in the air vents, Dorothy said. Then we have to find her, Naruto said, gritting his teeth and holding his gun in his left hand, which felt strange since he was a righty. No, Naruto, you took a bit of a hit. I know you heal quickly, but you need to rest or you'll get yourself killed, Charlie said. Just go. We'll catch up, Dorothy instructed Sam and Dean. Dean, here. I still have my bullet. Naruto gave him the handgun and sent the two brothers out to hunt the witch, leaving him, Charlie, and Dorothy behind. They were down to 3 bullets between the 5 of them, and their strongest striker was wounded. Are you all right? Dorothy inquired. Yeah. I've had a broken bone and I'm now remembering how much it hurts, Naruto said, sitting down on Dean's bed with his arm merely faintly aching rather than screaming in agony. I hope Sam and Dean really hurt that witch. What exactly are you? Dorothy inquired. The wicked witch zapped you, and all you got was a broken arm. You should be dead right now. I've had a few brushes with death, and it's something I'd like to avoid again, Naruto said. Seriously? What are you? I've never seen a hunter move as quickly as you do, Dorothy said. I'm not a hunter, and I'm not from here. It's a long and complicated story, Naruto said. Like super complicated, Charlie said, so complicated that it could be its own TV show or comic book, which it is. So, if Naruto hadn't shown up and saved me from the witch with his powers, I'd be dead? I know from experience, Dorothy said. Wait, you died? Naruto inquired, to which Dorothy nodded. In Oz, my father was obsessed with his work as a man of letters, and then I was born. And nothing changed. He would keep his work a secret, but I was such a curious kid, always looking for trouble, always looking for the next big adventure. I know how you feel, Charlie said. I stowed away on one of his cases, wound up in the Emerald City by accident, and it was terrifying, Dorothy said. What happened? Charlie was perplexed. I met these 3 freedom fighters, who thought I was this child of destiny, chosen to kill the wicked witch. They protected me, and then the witch turned them into a scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion? Naruto asked, and she nodded. Dorothy said, and then she hunted me down and killed me. That never made it into the books, Charlie said. I told you the real world is nothing like fiction, though it would be more entertaining than the movie based on the book, Naruto replied, wincing in agony as his shattered arm flared up again. Because this was awful, he hoped his super healing could cure everything in a split second. A part of him wanted to utilize his serum, but he didn't want to squander what was left of it. What about the books and other stuff? Scoffs. Revisionist history. That's my father's way of undoing what happened to me, but I knew the truth, Dorothy said. When the witch came to our world, I became a hunter, and my father wrote those silly books. You don't get it. The books aren't ridiculous, Charlie said. They're guidebooks full of clues he left for you. Haggerty went through them all, and his research led him to the poppies, so maybe there's something else from the books we can use. Considering how she's still alive after what you said you tried, I'm guessing a falling house or a bucket of water isn't going to work, especially since we've only got 3 poppy bullets left and I'm down 1 arm. I don't suppose the Oz books mentioned a sword, spear, or something sharp we can just stab her with. Naruto wondered when Dorothy had an idea. Dorothy went out of the room and down the corridor, saying, You're a genius. Come on, we've got to get to the garage. There's a garage in this place? Oh, boy. Charlie assisted Naruto in getting up and the two followed Dorothy. She took them to the bunker's western end and into the garage, which was packed with antique automobiles and motorbikes. Collectors would pay top dollar for them. Dorothy glanced around and saw her bike parked. Of course, I knew those scouts would keep it for me. She pulled out a metal skull from her saddlebag and displayed it to Charlie and Naruto. Is it that? He didn't make it, Dorothy murmured, laying the head down and searching her bag. Please, please, please be here. Yes. She took out her red ruby slippers. I don't believe it, Naruto said as Dorothy approached and gave one to Charlie. Did you really walk down the yellow brick road in these? Charlie pondered. No, I never wore them. It seemed kind of tacky wearing a dead woman's shoes, plus, you know, I'm good in heels, Dorothy said. Do we just clack our heels and wish her away? Naruto inquired. Sorry, another thing the books got wrong, but these, like the poppies, have Oz magic, sharp magic, Dorothy said. Dorothy grinned as Charlie replied, Death by shoe. There you are, Sam and Dean said as they approached the garage. Was that your Batman voice? Charlie quipped as they saw Sam and Dean's eyes flame green and snarl. Naruto mumbled, Oh, that's not good. Dorothy informed them, It's her. She's possessed both of them. Possessed Sam murmured, I missed you, my pretty. Possessed Dean said, Killing you a second time will be just as sweet as the first. Guys, I know you're in there. Dean, you can't let the witch do this. If she opens the door, she's going to destroy Oz. Charlie implored only for the possessed Dean to grab her and hurl her through a window. When Naruto tried to assist her, Sam hit him in the face and kicked him to the ground before doing the same to Dorothy. I have no intention of escaping to Oz. I'm going to bring my armies here. Don't worry, you'll join Dorothy right after you watch her die, possessed Dean replied, pulling out a knife. Sorry about the nards, Dean, Charlie said, as Naruto grabbed Sam from behind with his sling and Dorothy struck him in the face before throwing him into a parked vehicle. Naruto lowered his sling and tied chains around Sam and Dean before lifting up Charlie bridal style, despite his arms still hurting. Go. I'll keep an eye on them, Dorothy said as she handed Charlie the other shoe and Naruto dashed into the bunker to locate the witch. Said witch discovered the necessary components in the bunker and, using the main entrance as her chosen portal, created a gateway to Oz and cast a spell to summon a legion of her nasty flying monkeys. Their banter could be heard from her fortress, and they will shortly pass through the door into the actual world. When Naruto arrived next to her, she grinned evilly at her scheme. Sorry, witch, he said, but the Wizard of Oz belongs in the 1930s. He then impaled one of her heels in the back of her skull before she could respond. Her eyes blazed green, and she couldn't move because the magic hell was pressing up against her medulla oblongata. Charlie then spun around and lifted the other heel. Now heel. She stabbed the hell straight through her face, and the witch vanished into smoke, leaving just her robe behind. When Charlie and Naruto noticed the flying monkeys, they drew the door shut just in time. Phew, that was close, Naruto grumbled as Charlie opened the door and saw the gateway to Oz had vanished, leaving just an ordinary door leading up to the underground entrance. Charlie searched the witch's cloak for the Oz key. Nice job, Frodo. Thank you, Sam, Charlie said after hearing some clattering and seeing Sam and Dean enter with their pistols. Ding dong, you bitches. Dean was ashamed that he and Sam had to be rescued, but Dorothy was alright. The witch was gone for real, and no flying monkey survived, so a win when you can get it. They cleaned up the witch's mess, and Sam relocked Crowley. They all gathered in the garage to see Dorothy depart to Oz now that the witch was dead, and Dean pushed the Impala into the garage now that he was aware of its presence. I guess he didn't utilize the bunker tablet Naruto built for them. Dean inquired, "Baby looks good in here, huh?" Sam said before walking over to Dorothy, "Not bad. Dorothy, I found something in the archives that I believe belongs to you." He gave her a copy of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. She grinned as she grabbed the book and flipped through it. You have no idea how odd it is to have a series of books written about you. Actually, I do know, and it is definitely strange, Sam said. Agreed, Naruto said, repairing some of the damage caused by Dorothy's struggle with Sam and Dean when they were possessed. But, at the end of the day, it's our story, so we get to write it, Sam said, nodding and placing it in her bag. Naruto finished washing up and flexed his arm, feeling the burn on his face heal up. Well, it wasn't exactly how I expected the night to go, but Charlie and I got to kill the Wicked Witch of the West. So, check that off the bucket list, Naruto joked. Yeah, definitely a memorable slumber party, Charlie replied as he approached Naruto and hugged him. Thank you once more for saving my life. Don't bring it up, he said. I can see why you're my girlfriend's favorite character, you kind of remind her of me. I'll take that as the highest compliment, Charlie remarked. I hope you get home soon, Naruto, and if you do, please come back here and drive me there. As Dorothy approached them, Naruto said, I will. Dorothy commented, glancing at her bike, not bad for a bunch of librarians. Could you keep an eye on my bike for me? Yeah, as long as you don't mind me taking it for a spin every now and then, Dean said. Deal. Thank you for everything. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a rebellion to finish, she stated before turning to gaze at Charlie. So, are you coming, or what? What? With you? To Oz? Charlie inquired. You said you wanted adventure, so here it is, Red. Come help me find my damn dog, Dorothy replied. You have no idea what's in Oz. There's flying monkeys, armies of witches, and all kinds of danger, Dean said Charlie. Promise? She said, relieved that she had discovered her mission. She embraced Dean tightly before Sam approached and hugged her farewell. If you need anything, just, tap your heels together 3 times, okay? Sam replied to her. What about you crazy kids? Are you going to be okay without me? Charlie questioned, and they shrugged. Take care of yourselves, boys, and have a safe journey home, Naruto. As Charlie and Dorothy approached the garage door, he shouted, good luck, Charlie, and kick some witch ass. Dorothy inserted the key and turned it when they, along with Sam and Dean, heard music. It was AC/DC's For Those About to Rock, We Salute You, playing on Naruto's watch. When he saw they were staring, he pushed his watch and turned off the music. Sorry, I thought the moment could benefit from some music. As Dorothy pushed through the portals to the beautiful realm of Oz, Charlie and Sam laughed. A blazing sun, luscious green woods stretching as far as the eye could see, and a genuine yellow brick road leading to the Emerald City. Dorothy and Charlie entered the yellow brick road, but paused to look at the lads and bid them farewell. The female hunter and woman of letters then proceeded to the Emerald City along the yellow brick road. When the doors closed, Dean, Sam, and Naruto stood there watching them depart. Dean reopened them and saw merely a path running up to the surface. Do you think she'll come back? Dean pondered. Of course. There's no place like home, Sam answered, smiling at his brother. Naruto grinned and patted the two brothers on the back. XXXXX line break. Naruto was in his bunker room the following morning, gathering his belongings and preparing for another attempt to return home. He took a hot shower, washed his clothing, loaded up on medical supplies and high-calorie energy snacks, and kept the anti-possession necklace and angel sword. It may be useful. When he was done packing, he rushed around the room cleaning things up before entering the main area and saw Sam and Dean seated at the table. Hey, guys, are you busy at work? Naruto inquired. Yeah, all that data you pulled from the computer gave us the coordinates of the angels that fell, and we shared that information with other hunters and cast to keep them on the lookout, Sam said. I'm glad things worked out, and you're going to enjoy the other little treats I left you guys as a parting gift, Naruto stated as they gazed at him. That's right, it's time for me to go out and try again to get home. Dean thought, do you have to go? Honestly, having you around has been extremely beneficial. As much fun as dealing with the supernatural has been, I'm better with science, and I've got my own home to get to, Naruto said. But I'm not going to leave you empty-handed. Your kitchen is stocked, and I made you guys some gifts in the gun range. Follow me. Sam and Dean stood up and followed him to the bunker's shooting range, where they noticed several crates containing potential new hunting weapons and gear. Naruto opened one specific box, which was perfectly arranged and included different little trinkets for them to utilize. He took out what seemed to be a knife handle but had no blade attached. A sharp, thin machete-like blade emerges at the flip of a switch on the left side. New machetes. More portable and concealable than the ones you have and perfect for lopping off vampire heads, but that's not all. They're made of a titanium silver nitrate carbine blend, which makes them sharper, more durable, and better than other blades, and the silver makes them effective against other creatures should you find yourself on the defensive. He handed it to Dean, who examined it and gave it a couple test swings, finding the blade to be light and surprisingly simple to control. Awesome, Dean said as he swung the sword. Press the switch to retract the blade for concealment, and if you press the switch on the other side, Naruto instructed, and Dean did so, causing a little dagger-like edge to emerge from the bottom. When nuance is required, and it's made of the same material so you'll be ready if something happens. Nice. Dean pushed both switches, and the blades retracted into the handle, which fit nicely in his pocket. What else have you got? Well, Naruto pulled out a tiny ammunition container containing a variety of bullets in different calibers. We've got some new ammunition for you guys. You've got your standard 9mm and .45 caliber bullets with iron hollow points. Also available in silver, devil's trap, and even rock salt hollow points. Then we move into dendrotoxin knockout bullets with enough tranquilizer to take down an elephant for when capture is required. Holy water-filled bullets that'll hurt like hell but won't kill the host, probably just bruise them. Come to daddy. Dean opened the container and found a slew of grenade rounds that he couldn't wait to deploy. In terms of defense, there's this, Naruto said, pulling out 2 gray t-shirts made of a peculiar material. These are Star Lab survival vests, a new name I'm trying out, built with the same technology I use for my bulletproof vests. They weight as much as a light t-shirt, can fit under your clothes, and will keep you safe from bullets, bites, and any other potentially bodily harm you may encounter. These things will even stop a knife or a claw, so make sure you wear them. And I made extras. Plus, they're machine washable. Where were these when we were growing up? Sam said, touching the survival vest, which, although not made of conventional fabric, felt like a typical shirt. How did you know to make all of this, and when did you make it? Speedster, remember? And it's sort of my day job. I run Star Labs back on my Earth, and we specialize in all things science and tech. Speaking of which, Naruto took a smaller box from the crate and opened it to reveal a high-tech watch with the Star Labs insignia's impulse symbol. I managed to scrounge up enough parts to make another one. This is the ECHO. It's a multiversal communications device. Just press the button if you guys ever need help and I'll come back. Give it some time, and hopefully I'll be back on my Earth at that point. And who knows, maybe you two can visit and have a vacation. I know Linda would love to meet you too. We'll put it on the calendar, Dean remarked as he set down the box of grenade shells and shook Naruto's hand. Many thanks once again. Naruto said before shaking Sam's hand, my pleasure. Keep an eye on Dean and try to persuade him to eat a salad before he has a heart attack. Dean rolled his eyes as Sam laughed. That's an impossible task if I've ever heard one. Get home safe, Naruto. That's the hope, Naruto said, but I've got one last gift to show you before I leave, and it's in the garage. When the three arrived in the garage, they saw a massive pile of boxes occupying one of the vacant parking spots, as well as a thick brochure that resembled an encyclopedia. What is all of this? Dean inquired. Well, I scanned the Impala with my watch and drew up some upgrades you could make to the car, like bulletproof siding, retractable tire spikes, guns in the headlights, supercharger engine. The usual stuff, Naruto said as he approached Dean and gave him the book. The usual stuff? Sam inquired. I wrote it all down here with simple instructions because I figured with you being so protective of the car, you'd want to handle it on your own, so have fun. Everything you need is right there, Naruto said, pointing to the mound of boxes in the parking area. Dean pointed out, you could do this in a matter of seconds. It's your car, Naruto reminded him, eliciting Sam a smile as Dean tried to heft the massive instruction book. It's up to you, but if you ever get bored, you've got a project. Be careful, stay safe, and here's hoping you kill Abaddon and the angels return to heaven. As he opened the garage doors, Sam said, Take care, Naruto. Naruto stretched for a few moments before popping his neck and turning to face the two brothers. See you later, he said as he hurried out of the bunker and raced across the state as quickly as he could. When he discovered a clearing, he started racing in a circle, creating a tiny breach that closed behind him when he leapt through. Multiverse Naruto dashed across the multiverse's infinite expanse. He wasn't sure what he was seeing since it was like staring out the window of a fast train at the passing scenery. You could only get a glimpse of anything if you were paying attention, otherwise it would pass you by before you could blink, which is precisely what Naruto was witnessing. As he sped past, he saw many wispy glimpses of other worlds. He saw Kara flying in her Supergirl suit, Clark and the others on her planet, and Liv and Ravi and others on theirs. He saw what seemed to be the Green Arrow, but he was dressed differently and was a different person than Oliver. He saw someone in a red Flash suit, but he was older and the suit looked different, another Earth with a different Gorilla Grodd, a cowboy with a wicked scar on his face, a futuristic Batman in a red and black suit flying through a futuristic Gotham City, a more armored version of the Flash fighting alongside other heroes he thought he recognized, an AL symbol on a ring. Seeing the different Earths surrounding him, he focused on his own and seemed to zero in on something. One world emerged in front of him, and he could see Star Labs in the distance, but as he came closer, he encountered a blue energy barrier that looked to restrict any access onto that planet. Fortunately, Gideon was able to scan some important data before Naruto was ricocheted off and onto another world. It's time for some interdimensional shenanigans. Earth 27, The Vampire Diaries. Naruto jumped out of a gap that opened up in the midst of a town square. He glanced around and realized he wasn't in Central City or the bunker, thus he was most likely on the wrong planet again. Before he could ask Gideon, he received his answer when he spotted actress Nina Dobrev going around the plaza with actors Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, except they weren't the actors since he kept hearing the names Damon, Stefan, and Elena come up. That, and the two boys were behaving melancholy, disturbed, and as if they were plucked from an adolescent drama. Or, as Dean would say, douchebags. That told him all he needed to know about the planet he'd wound himself on, and he wasn't having it. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This vampire show that Linda loves and where she told me there was an actress who looks exactly like her on it before she died has an Earth? Naruto exclaimed. No way, no way, I'd draw the line at moody vampires ripped off from Twilight. I'm out of here. He ran around in a circle, opening up another gap through which he swiftly fled, unconcerned that everyone may see him. What the hell was that? Inquired Elena. I'm not sure, Stefan said. Riverdale is located on Earth 26. Naruto dashed out of a breach on the side of a road before coming to a halt before Riverdale High School. High school? Never again. I grew out of that, he replied when he heard loud singing and music for some reason. His curiosity got the best of him, and he stepped inside without being stopped by a teacher or a security officer, which is outrageous. At a high school, you'd think someone would notice the stranger walking in. He followed the singing till he arrived at the doors to what seemed to be the auditorium and saw a circle of students singing and dancing in unison on stage. Granted, calling them students was a stretch given that several of them seemed to be in their 20s, but that wasn't what irritated him. Oh, it's an Earth based on one of those shows. Hot teen cast whose actors aren't actually teenagers, horrible writing, crazy plots for the sake of shock value that have no real consequences, and for some reason singing and choreographed dancing numbers. I don't know what show this Earth is based off of, but I don't want to know. Naruto tapped his watch. Gideon, mark this Earth and the last one I visited, and make sure I never visit them again. Your future self has them already logged in that file, Gideon said. Oh, good. I'm out. Naruto dashed out of the school just as a kid wearing a crowned beanie rounded the corner and would have seen him. Naruto flew out, rapidly opening up another gap and fleeing. Earth 139. The gossip girl Naruto visited New York and saw some recognizable faces from one of Linda's favorite programs dressed in Manhattan private school blazers and looked like the pampered wealthy kids they were. He wasn't familiar with the show, but he remembered something about one of the guys being an asshole, so to be funny and relieve stress, he sped around the guys and proceeded to punch them all in the face before stripping them down to their underwear with the final touch of makeup on their faces and the words "love us because we're hot" and nothing else on their back. Super fast pranked, haha. He dashed away and opened up another breach, giggling to himself that he had missed the consequences. Glee, Earth 141, another breach occurred, this time in a school corridor, which was unusual. He saw posters advertising an a cappella signing competition and heard the Wanted's "Glad You Came" being performed in the auditorium. When he opened the door, he was surprised with a crowded watching audience, what seemed to be male adolescent students in uniforms and blazers singing and dancing on stage, and most frightening of all, one of the singers looked precisely like Barry. He seemed to be the leader or in command based on the way he sang and danced, but Naruto didn't care since he couldn't stop laughing. Oh my god, this is too good, Naruto said as he snapped a shot with his phone and laughed to himself. Oh my god, Cisco and I are never going to let Barry forget this. He super raced out of the premises, having grabbed enough blackmail and humiliating information, and opened up another breach. The Walking Dead on Earth 33 Naruto emerged on another planet on a 2-lane road in the midst of an abandoned neighborhood someplace in Georgia during the summer. So it was hot. Oh god. When he spotted rotten zombies wandering about the site, Naruto fanned himself from the heat and humidity, but when they saw him, they started making their way towards him. Oh, Walking Dead. Hey, you've seen one zombie, you've seen them all, and with super speed. Naruto went in a blur, and the 129 walkers around him died from enormous gashes in their heads. He resurfaced, armed with a forearm sword and a gauntlet covered in zombie blood. Not much of a threat, but useful information for a possible zombie cure. He took a blood sample before dashing to open another breach and fleeing. Tim Burton's Batman on Earth 89 Naruto leapt out of another breach to find himself in the center of a metropolis at night. It was dark, grimy, and seemed to be the ideal illustration of a deadly location for a film. The streets were filthy, and an undesirable array of characters cluttered them. He was quite perplexed as to where he was, but before he could question Gideon, he received his answer in the shape of a massive searchlight in the sky. It shone a brilliant light in the night sky, which would ordinarily be unremarkable, but as a cloud passed in front of the light, he noticed the definite form that was the bat symbol. Am I in Gotham? He wondered aloud when he heard the sound of a vehicle and gunshots. When a purple automobile with a green top sped around the corner, he dashed to the pavement, only to see the car and its 4 occupants turn into another alley. He followed the purple automobile into the alley and saw a black-caped guy grappling into the air while dragging a lady before they came to a halt halfway up. The lady then continued to move into the air as the guy fell, and Naruto saw enough to recognize Batman. As the men in the purple sedan exited, Batman collapsed on some garbage cans. When one of the goons attempted to shoot him, Batman kicked him before another clubbed him in the back. Naruto went over and delivered a flying sidekick, pushing one of the guys onto the other 2 and rescuing Batman from being shot. Batman executed a kip up back to his feet and got a good look at his mysterious rescuer. giving Naruto his first success with this Batman. He was smaller than the one he encountered on his planet, and he wore a different costume. It was entirely black with a yellow bat insignia on the breast and seemed to be made of some type of rubber material. When Naruto saw one of the thugs come up and point his rifle at them, Batman questioned, "Who are you?" Batman simply snatched it from his grasp with a batarang. "A good Samaritan, but let's save that for after we kick their buttocks," Naruto replied, kicking the second goon's pistol away, headbutting him, and then knocking him over the vehicle with a leaping back kick. Batman used the club to uppercut the thug, kneed him in the belly, and hurled him over the vehicle, landing head first into a rubbish can. The third goon fired his pistol, but Batman slapped it out of his hand, stopped his uncontrolled swing, struck him in the face, and then shoved him towards Naruto, who knocked him down with a leg sweep and ended it with a spinning elbow drop to his chest. Naruto stood up and spotted some lens flashes like from a camera, but then he heard a loud cry and another goon tumbled over the fence, unsheathing a pair of swords from his back. "Oh, right, because an average goon will carry swords around with him," Naruto grumbled as the goon started spinning and twisting his blades around in a showy display. Was it frightening? No funny? Yes. Before attacking Batman, the goon spun his blades and threw some spins and kicks in for good measure. Batman utilized his armored forearm guards to deflect the blades, causing sparks to fly. He dodged and parried all of his assaults before diving beneath a swing and hitting an uppercut to the jaw. The goon regained consciousness and yelled, twirling his blades as he approached, only for Batman to boot him in the face and he was dispatched. The remaining conscious goons stared at Batman and Naruto, who urged him to come at them, but he just dropped his weapon and went away. "Well, that was fun, but I've got places to be. Take care, Batman." Naruto threw him a faux salute and raced away at normal speed, but the second he passed the corner, he super sped away and opened up a universe breach. 98 Earth Remnant. A blue vortex appeared in the desert, followed by a rushing blur that slid to a halt. Naruto reappeared on another world that was not his. What the hell is going on? He wondered as he glanced around and saw a sign for Vale, a city a few miles distant. Naruto's stomach started growling at that point. "Hey, I might as well get something to eat." He rushed into town, and when he got to the outskirts, he put his hoodie on and strolled in to avoid drawing notice. Unfortunately, it did not work since he had a strange meeting with someone called Kyle, whose tale was even stranger than his. But it was a wonderful break and someone else's tale to share. But it finished with Naruto continuing on his route and opening up another breach in an attempt to return home. Please check out Rectron and his new road narrative. We wrote a tiny crossover chapter for his story and it explains what happened with Naruto on this strange world. Check it out and give him all the love you can. It's chapter 13, Multiversal Guest Remnant 98. Adam West, Earth 66. Batman. Another gap occurred, and Naruto appeared in what seemed to be a corridor for a structure with an old Egyptian flair, judging by the statues and sculptures on the walls. Perhaps he appeared in a museum. He strolled about a while looking for an escape when he saw something strange, like the area itself and him looked. Not ancient, but as if it had been run through a TV filter to give it an aged aspect. Like he was on TV in the 1960s. Huh. This is strange, Naruto muttered, gazing at his palm, and even if his eyes were good, everything appeared dated. That's when he heard some 60s-style jazz music with a sort of recognizable bass melody coming from an adjacent room and came over, not knowing what he was looking at. He observed what seemed to be an Egyptian throne chamber, with a large white man dressed in pharaoh robes seated on a throne, attendants dressed in ancient Egyptian clothing around him, and little fire pits throughout the area, with an antique record player next to a servant. It was where the music was coming from, but the strangest thing was seeing a lady dressed as Cleopatra and what seemed to be Batman wearing tights, a cape, and a mask that looked like a low TV-grade batsuit and dancing like they were at a disco. The Batman was a decent dancer, but he had no idea what was going on when he saw the Batman punch two men and the phrase "bamfed" appear in front of him like it was from an old TV program. I have officially seen everything, and I will never be able to undo this, he thought to himself as he walked away to let this Batman handle things and opened up another breach. That was enough psychologically damage for one day on Earth. He simply hoped the next Earth he came on was normal. And he was kind of correct, but not in the way he expected. It's time to start moving. Part 4 has come to an end. To be continued.
That's it for us. Thanks for listening to this video. I hope you did enjoy this part of the story, and if you did, like, share and subscribe for more, and thank you all for helping support, and have a great day.